Boom, boom, chicka, boom, chick. What's up, everybody? This is Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, your source for classic gaming goodness. One of my favorite multimedia series that stands out to me looking back on my childhood, nostalgia's sake here, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the TMNT. Yeah, it's multimedia. The Ninja Turtles have transcended their comic book origins into TV shows. That includes cartoon, CGI, and live action, as well as a continuous series of films, and including music as well, with the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. And most importantly for us today, video games. Yeah, that's right, the Ninja Turtles have their own series of video games, which have been continuing since the mid-1980s. And today on Happy Beard Games, we're going to take a look at not just one, not just two, but three classic Ninja Turtles video games. That's right, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video games are going to be the subject matter of my next three videos. So on the first video, today's video, we are focusing on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, simply titled, by Ultra Games, a portion of Konami. In the next episode, we'll be looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Now this is actually an NES port, a rendition of the arcade classic of the Ninja Turtles. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've also got on the Sega Genesis, for our third video, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. Very fun game. This was the first game that I got for this game series, although I want to point out a lot of these I got in more recent years. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist will be a lot of fun on the Sega Genesis. So to begin, what are the TMNT? They are mutated turtles created by an ooze-like chemical, along with their master Splinter, who is also transformed. He's a giant rat who can talk. And yes, these are definitely giant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's not a pun, that is a literal thing. That is really what they are. Now, the TMNT act like teenagers, of course. Yes, they're trained in the arts of ninjutsu as well. Why were they trained in ninjutsu? Well, basically they're superheroes. They're here to protect the people and to combat their enemies, the Foot Clan, which includes two more mutants, Bebop and Rocksteady, who are a pig and a rhino mutant. Yes, there's a lot of mutants here. But also the Shredder. Yeah, the big bad guy. And we'll be facing them all in this video game. So who are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The four TMNT are their leader, Leonardo, who uses a katana sword for his weapon, Michelangelo, who uses nunchucks, Raphael, who uses a side blade like a dagger, and Donatello, who uses a staff, my favorite character out of the four. Now they also have two human buddies, April O'Neil, a news reporter who encounters them through a series of events, which is mostly detailed in the first movie at least, and then Casey Jones, who's also in the first movie, who is, he's sort of a hero on his own, but he's sort of a rebel, and he encounters the Turtles during his own crime fighting, and then becomes buddies with them. Alright, so I'm gonna have me a little break before we start gaming, and grab me some pizza, the TMNT's favorite snack. And remember, hold the anchovies.
Did somebody say pizza?
Oh no! Who are you? Why are you here?
Oh, no need to worry, little bro. I'm the TMNT expert, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles expert, and I'll be your guide to the world of the TMNT video games today. Alright, Happy Beard Games, sit back and enjoy. They're gonna get radical up in here with our little party dudes, the TMNT, today on Happy Beard Games with me, the TMNT expert. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm here to show you the tips and tricks, the ins and outs, the whereabouts of how to play these three Ninja Turtles games that you picked out, and also to grab some gnarly pizza. And in addition, I'm going to help you at Happy Beard Games with your video and your review of the three TMNT games, because I am, after all, the most bodacious Ninja Turtles expert around town. Alright, let's get to it after this slice of pizza.
Alright, let's go! Cowabunga! Alrighty, I am pushing start.
I can't wait for you to start this, bro.
Okay, here we go.
Alright,
After
push
world
start,
map,
man.
going down into the sewers.
Okay, here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm an expert on this one, yeah.
And you're greeted with an intro where you're just directly on a map. So you go down the first manhole into the sewer appropriately because you're a Ninja Turtle. Now I started out the game with the first turtle, Leonardo, who uses a sword once again. Now the controls are quite simple in this game. You basically have an attack button, a jump button, you have down and attack combo, and you have jump and attack. These can be used in little variations as you might expect, but then you've also got the pause menu, which is actually one of the more important aspects of the controls, because you need to remember to switch between the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for various reasons. So at any time, whether you're on the map screen or the actual side-scrolling portions, you can switch between turtles. Now this is a key component of the gameplay because not only will it help you out, you kind of have to do it. You can't just play the game with one turtle. This game requires teamwork, which is a really interesting concept for me because it's not a 4-player multiplayer game or even a 2-player multiplayer game like most of the other Ninja Turtle games are. But it does require teamwork as a single-player experience where you're switching back and forth between the turtles. Now, the levels are platforming, but there's also enemies on the world map as well. So you're going quickly from level to level, sewer to sewer, building to building. Some of them are optional, so watch out guys, don't get distracted. Because you're trying to rescue April. And April is at the very end of this map, and you're trying to get to her to make it to the next mission. So you've got to rescue her, it's most important guys. It sort of plays like a fast-paced Castlevania game, with more of an emphasis on jumping in terms of controls. So you make it to the first boss, who has April O'Neil captive. And this is Rocksteady, the mutant rhino. So you fight him, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You just kind of hit him and dodge his attacks. He has a gun as well. So yeah, the soundtrack in this game is great. It's actually not that much like the TV series or even the movies. It's just kind of its own thing, but it does sound really great and has a nice 8-bit chiptune sound to it. So then you rescue April O'Neil. April O'Neil says, "Don't let the Foot Clan destroy the dam." Alright, so we beat level 1. We completed both Bebop and Rocksteady, saved April O'Neil, and now that we have April O'Neil, she wants us to go to the dam and rescue the dam, which will be, as we'll soon find out, is about to be exploded by some bombs. So we gotta get to the top of this dam, and then we gotta defuse those bombs underwater. It's gonna be tough, guys, but we can do it. And always keep an eye on your health. Keep eating them pizzas to restore your health, and then switch to another brother to heal him as well. You don't want to forget, and don't forget this as well, that when you exit a sewer or building, you can go back in and get that same pizza. This is very handy for stocking up on your health, as well as getting the same pizza more than once, which is awesome in real life as well. The monsters in this game, however, are a little odd. They're not just a whole bunch of ninjas, like they are the Foot Clan, or even the robots from Krang in the other Ninja Turtles games. In this one, they're just like various monsters, including, strangely enough, a Chainsaw Man, which I don't know how that made the cut. And then you've got these other guys that crouch down and sort of freeze in position to the point where you can't even hit them. And they kind of remind me of the rock monsters on Super Castlevania 4. And sometimes the game screen will glitch out a bit. I'm not sure why that happens, but that happens from time to time. It could just be my card. Every once in a while, you won't be able to move from the screen, and what it'll do is that means that you're about to enter a mini-boss. So you'll see the mini-boss's health bar appear below your health bar at the bottom of the screen, and you just fight that mini-boss as you would a normal boss. But these will just be normal enemies, presented in a mini-boss fashion. There's one part that's really close to the end of the dam level, which is really difficult. So basically, when you jump in this game, you have this thing where you'll hit your head on the ceiling and it'll push you down. So when you hit your head on the ceiling from a jump, you won't just slide across it like you do in some games. It'll actually push you down a little bit. So like you're bouncing your head off the ceiling. So there's this little tiny gap at the end of the dam that you have to jump over, and it's very tedious. The easiest way I've found to get past it is just jump at the very last second. And because if you try to jump any sooner, you will fall down and you'll have to walk back and fight many of those enemies once again. Now we reach one of the trickiest parts of this game, defusing bombs underwater to save the dam. Yes, this level is quite different than most of the rest of this game. It features underwater swimming mechanics, and basically what you're doing is you're defusing bombs. Now in order to do that, you have to dodge traps, mainly electricity, but also the seaweed stuff. Some of that multicolored seaweed, if you go near it, it'll pull you in and kill you instantly. But then the flashing seaweed, that's a little bit thicker, that you'll see me go through in a little bit, that is actually just electrified, sort of like the beam, so that'll hurt you gradually, as if you were getting hit with an attack. And those beams, they all time to a certain pattern, so you have to time your pattern of going through them against when they're showing up, so you don't want to hit those beams. They'll do a little bit of damage to you, but not too much. Now remember, once again, you can switch your turtles. So this isn't by far not that hard. The only hard thing you gotta watch out for is the time limit, which, fortunately for me, I've never really had a problem with the time limit. I've never had the time run out. I actually don't know what happens when it does run out, but I don't want to stick around to find out. To defuse the bombs, it's quite simple. Just swim up to it, you'll automatically defuse the bomb. And there's a good amount of them. If you pause the game during this sequence, it'll actually tell you how many are left. You can discern how many you've been to by judging how many are left. So it's pretty straightforward. There is parts where you have to kind of loop around underwater, and then you kind of swim, and I'm going to switch my turtle here. Once you make it through those final shocking seaweeds and those 2 lightning fields, you defuse the final bomb. Good job, the dam is safe. Then you have a little cutscene where you go back to the turtles' headquarters in the sewers, and you notice the place is trashed, and Master Splinter is nowhere to be found. Oh no, it's the Shredder. And it looks like he's coming out of the TV. 3D style. That's a little weird. This is Shredder. Listen to me, turtles. We have taken Splinter to get him back. You must defeat the Foot Clan. We're waiting for you. Ha 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 ha. This underwater stage is pretty tough and intimidating at first just because it changes up the gameplay so much, but once you focus on it, you can do it. Alright, I got the turtle van, and it can shoot too!
Yeah, the turtle van! Now we're cruising in style!
So what you have to do here is travel the world map. This is the new world map. It's different than the last world map. And you go from building to building. You have to go inside the building. And it's just more platforming, more of the same. So let's start with the first building, the closest one, and pretty much the only one you can actually go into at this point. And there's a few new enemies here. There's this fire guys that shoot out little fire guys, a little weird. I'm not sure if that's a fire mutant or what. And then there's strange eyeball-looking robot-ish monsters. Just, once again, a variety of different monsters that are just sort of made up for the game. Now we got another jump here that's sort of like the final jump in the dam stage, but it seems a little bit easier for me to do this one for whatever reason. Then you make it back up to the top of this room. You fight this weird robot-looking guy, but he actually has a head that comes out and it'll attack you, so you kind of gotta be prepared for that. Now here's a weird jump here. It looks like you have to jump once again, and you could fall, and you might think you have to go redo it. But actually, what you can do is just walk over it. That's what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to walk over it. It's like Mario when you're holding down B and running. You just walk over it, but you don't have to push anything. So, in addition, there's something I wanted to point out on this video. You actually don't have to go all the way around. If you can kill enemies on the screen to, like, kind of clear a path, you can just jump straight up. And you can do this thing where it's sort of like a glitch, but I don't know if it really is. What you do is you have to be at the perfect position, have the perfect timing, and you'll be able to jump up there, even though it kind of looks like you can't. So what you have to do is just jump, and when you jump, you do sort of like a barrel roll thing, just as a normal animation. So right when your head is just about to hit the very corner of the edge, then you hold forward in the direction that you want to go up. You can do this on either side, and it'll help you kind of cheat your way up there. It's a pretty simple thing, but I guess maybe not everyone knows that. So then you make your way out of the building with the acquired item, which, by the way, that item you picked up is not an item that you use in-game. It's actually an item for your turtle van, and it's a super-powered missile. It's not just like your normal shots, but it's to destroy barricades. These barricades block your path on the world map, so now you can access more places on the world map. And you can actually destroy many of these barricades on your own freely, so you can kind of choose your own path. So this game has a lot of freedom in it on the world map. The game kind of progresses this way. It gradually gets more difficult and more tedious as you continue on through the city. Now remember, when you die, you have to start all the way over from the very first building, and all the barricades are back up again. So you're basically starting over from scratch. So you want to conserve your health and your turtles, and use your turtles wisely. So the gameplay continues on from here, and honestly, I haven't beaten the game yet. I've actually just started getting into it.
Alright, Happy Beard Games, you still got a long way to go, but I think we're gonna do alright in this gameplay in the future.
Alright, so in conclusion, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a great fun action platforming game for the NES. It's a lot of fun, guys. It sometimes gets underrated because it's not a side-scrolling beat-em-up like most of the Ninja Turtles games are, and it's not multiplayer, so it's a single-player experience, although it does, once again, feature that 4-player sort of teamwork thing going on as a single-player experience where you're switching back and forth in order to work as a team, which is highly important for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as we all know they're a team. So this game I highly recommend. It's really fun. It's a little intimidating. The difficulty is a little steep, and it does kind of increase as you go on. But it seems like the more I played, the better I got. It does have a few iffy parts, like some of the jumping where you hit your head on the ceiling, and it has some weird moments, like the part where you have to walk over a platform even though it looks like you have to jump over it. It's a little tedious at sometimes. The map is kind of big and takes a while, but it's still a lot of fun. The bomb part, it's a little weird, but once you get it done one time, it seems like it's not that hard at all after doing it once. And just keep in mind, once again, switch your turtles up. Alright guys, that's been Hyperstone Games and the Ninja Turtle expert over there playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. Now, don't forget there's going to be 2 more Ninja Turtles episodes sequentially right after this one. So next week and the week after probably we'll have the next 2 TMNT videos up. Alright guys, stay tuned to Hyperstone Games for more classic gaming goodness. And until next time, Cowabunga!